Mate, back to do some high quality work. Okay, that's a really good herb and vegetable mix here. It's a total bargain, mate. Only $9.95. So I notice with many of my sponsees, they're always telling themselves lies, such as, oh, I deserve this addictive indulgence, or, I can slack off today, I'll work harder tomorrow. So I gave one sponsee an assignment to write down all the lies he tells himself and to try to come up with a top 10 list. Then I said a crazy thing to him. I said, I think maybe I should do this assignment too. I think I need to write down the top 10 lists of lies that I tell myself. So, what are the most common lies you think I tell myself? Peer review is important. All right, seed raising specialty mix. I think this is $13.50. $13.50 for the seed raising specialty mix. So I need a list of my top 10 lies I tell myself. I think probably the number one lie I tell myself is, this doesn't matter. Like, this isn't going to have an effect on me. I can get away with this. I can get away with this. That's one of the top lies I tell myself. And another one is, they'll never know. I think that's one of the top lies that I tell myself. G'day, mate. Doing some fair dinkum manual labor today. $13.50 for this seed raising specialty mix. Contains downer fertilizer, mate. Really good stuff for your plants. Okay, I hope the boss doesn't catch me live streaming on the job. Okay, let's go. Got like a ton to move here. Good thing I'm not afraid of hard work. Oh, maybe that's number 3 lie that I tell myself. Number 4, I'll never get fired, I'm too valuable. I think that's another lie I might tell myself. Okay. Azalea. Herb and vegetable. Put that there. Let's give the people what they want. Had the day off yesterday, but back to the grindstone today. So the assignment, write down the top lies that you tell yourself. So throw them into the chat, blokes. What are the top lies that you tell yourself, or what are the top lies I tell myself? I turned off Elon Musk to watch. Maybe can you explain the biggest challenge for self-driving cars? When will 40 industries achieve level 4? Self-driving cars have to deal with people, and people are never fully predictable. So that's the biggest challenge, perhaps, for self-driving cars, the unpredictability of human beings. Man, I'm so honored that you turned off Elon Musk to watch me. Doing some fair dinkum hard work here, mate. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Oh wow, that's actually pretty close to what Elon Musk said. Wow. Great minds think alike. So Steve Saylor recommended that Elon Musk with Babylon B interview with Babylon B. That's pretty cool. Like, Elon Musk is not a big fan of woke culture. So how based and red-pilled is Elon Musk? Can you be based and red-pilled while taking billions of dollars in government subsidies? Apparently you can. Is there any contradiction to being based and red-pilled Are you taking all those government subsidies? Okay. Where do the azaleas belong? Top lie I tell myself. But I'll do it later, yeah. Looking fit, bro, thank you. Now where are the gardenias? Okay. Azalea gardenia mix. Okay, right there we go. Alright. Let's put that there. Okay, these azaleas mix bargain $11.50. Top 10 lies you tell yourself. I'll just start naming the lies you tell yourself. I'll do it later. I'll work harder tomorrow. No one will ever know. This doesn't matter. I deserve this. I think those are all major lies that we tell ourselves. Herb and vegetable mix. Okay. $9.95. I think a big lie that I often tell myself is I exaggerate my own abilities and talents. My ambition outruns my talent. Very painful difference. Guru Gardens, Walkabout Guru at the garden center. Got some high quality goods here, mate. I've been moved away from the cash register for cracking on the Sheilas. Okay, azaleas. Okay, here we go. Okay. Doing some fair dinkum work, mate. My brother's making an honest man of me. Okay. Let's get rolling. Let's get cracking. You lie to yourself thinking you can use distant material responsibly. You forget how to talk. You lie to yourself that you can use distant material responsibly. That's pretty good. Yeah, guys, you should only use it on weekends and only if you can handle it. A lot of people think they can handle it and they can't. A lot of people think that. Right? A lot of people think they can handle that. We don't crack on Sheilas here, mate. The zombie bite theory of information, yeah. So just because you can't handle distant materials responsibly doesn't mean the zombie bite theory of information means there's something wrong with you. You're so desperate to escape reality. I had no idea Kissinger spoke great German. Yeah, he's definitely a smart guy. Right, so if you can't use distant materials responsibly, that's not the fault of the distant materials, that's the fault of you. Right? There's something broken in your soul that makes you yearn for an escape from humdrum reality, fantasizing about some great strong leader coming along and solving your problems. Okay, we got some, what do we got here? Organic premium compound. It's low release organic fertilizer. Really good stuff. Yeah, so what is it about people who can't handle distant material responsibly? I think it's because they're largely disconnected from others, so they lose the cues that we get, the influence that we get when we have important relationships. So when you have important relationships, you don't want to jeopardize them, so that affects you when you're in the presence of the people who are important to you and when you're not in the presence of them. I try to do these live streams as a future client or employer or just ordinary bloke on the street or a member of my synagogue or a Jew around the world is going to watch them. So try to think about all the possible audiences these streams and try to hit the sweet spot. So, woke up late this morning, had a sleepless night. Woke up about 5:05 a.m. Did my exercises. Okay, where does this go? You're telling me I can't trust Richard Spencer for life advice? Well, if you're connected to other people, you'll be able to seamlessly take what is good from anyone and use it responsibly. You sleep 6 hours like clockwork, mate. Oh, I toss and turn. Okay. $6.95 for the organic premium compound. So I've been watching the show Yellowstone. That is bloody good TV, mate. Season 4 of Yellowstone, Kevin Costner. I think it's the top rating TV show in America, and it's on cable. I didn't love the latest season of Succession. Seemed like the weakest season yet. Oh, I saw a great Danish movie, something like Freedom Riders. Came out in 2020, 2021. No, I have not donated to Wikipedia. If I'm going to donate to a good Jewish cause. $6.95. I think globally, but I act locally. I support my local synagogues. It's a massive Omicron surge over here. So about 25,000 cases in Australia yesterday, but not many hospitalizations. So it looks like Omicron's about 10, 20, 30% as deadly as Delta. And then it may well provide immunity against future COVID-like infections. So a lot of good news there. So I've had 3 PCR DNA tests here in Australia, and I didn't have to pay for any of them. So back in the States, I had to pay $150, $180 for one just before I flew here. 1 million cases a day in the US. Wow. Herb and veg, $9.95. Okay. So I've learned that these darky things, these pens, they don't work so well when the plastic is wet. So I'm learning practical things every day here. All right. I don't know if I've been fired from watering. So I think my watering's improved, using the kinked hose more often, trying to get it right into the pot. I've only killed one plant, so that's pretty good. And my first day on the job, my first task was applying the Roundup. I was just following directions, bro. Only boomers use Roundup. Oh, my brother's a boomer. He was born in 1958. There's a new biopic about Lucille Ball being the Ricardos. What's the barbed wire keeping out? White trash. Making sure people don't break in and steal things. It's very cold here in California. Well, how cold? The problem is that I just follow directions. Okay, major buffering because I got outside of the Wi-Fi zone. That's the problem. So you don't want me to eat up my data, do you? Organic premium compound. Raining. All right, that's beautiful, mate. That's beautiful. You need the rain, California. The girls, don't they warn you? Okay, so what are some more lies that you tell yourself? I'll just watch this one YouTube video and then I'll get right back to work. I'll just make one YouTube video about 3 inches last week. Whereabouts are you, mate? Theme for the day, what are the lies you tell yourself? Oh, you're in Mexico City, you're in San Diego? May have brought out a little too much of the organic Fallbrook. May have brought a little too much of the organic compound. In the outback. Oh yeah, you're outback. Remember when Joe Biden was blaming Donald Trump for all the dead Americans from COVID? Well, far more Americans have died under Biden than under Trump. At least Biden admitted he underestimated the Omicron surge. I mean, Biden has sounded more competent with regard to COVID, but in practice, has he actually been more competent? I think the Biden administration in general sounds more competent than the Trump administration. I'm not sure the results match the rhetoric, however. Once I do X to things will turn around. Yeah, that's I just need a break. Just give me this one break. I've learned my lesson. Oh yeah, that's another lie that we tell ourselves. I've learned my lesson this time. Next time I'll plan. The streams in the Trump era made me get serious, bro. Pending doom. So I had to get out of the city. Well, the best way to prepare for doom is to have friendships, relationships, community. Have you built stronger friendships? Do you have a stronger relationship with your family? I've got 7 live viewers, mate. Brother's not impressed.
Those are the beautiful flowers.
Oh yeah. Oh. Now we're up to 8 live viewers, man. We're smashing viewership records here. Okay. Look at all the pretty flowers. The high quality nursery, mate. Any wacky tacky? Luke was a gardener. Look at these phenomenal flowers, mate. He roamed the Australian outback. I haven't seen any Aborigines in my shul, but there is one Aborigine Australian who converted to Orthodox Judaism, and she's the president of a synagogue in Sydney. Look at this. This statue was modeled on me when I was a little boy. This is what I've been keeping alive with my high quality ordering. Yeah, that was Luke studying not just Torah, that was me studying Talmud as a little boy. Now they've made a statue out of it. They made an idol out of it. I told them, I keep telling people, I am not the light. I am just a bloke who points the way to the light. I am not the Messiah. I just point the way to the one who will come and redeem us. This is my sister when she was younger. So the garden centre is on Booth Avenue, I think, which is my mother's maiden name. We're just getting into summer here. How much is a banana plant? Well, what do Aussies typically do for Kwanzaa? Kwanzaa's not big here. Luke was the Maharal of Prague's golem for Gentiles when he was a child. So I've only killed one plant so far with my watering. Got some lovely fruit trees here. Can I interest you in a shrubbery? Would you like a shrubbery, young man? Some lovely citrus here. Yeah, this is my brother's place. How far am I from the Steve Irwin estate? I think maybe 2 hours. This is where I do my awesome work with the potting mix. You can find everything here at the Tanham Garden Centre. Gardenias. Gotta get crack on. Getting with the program here. Where's a good place? Yeah, this is where I work. There we go. Why are you wearing Paul's shirt? I'm wearing my brother's shirt. One of the perks is I get a fresh, clean Paul shirt every day. Good thing I'm not afraid of hard work, mate. Where is the body? Mr. Girl, no, I don't know the YouTuber Mr. Girl. I'm not into trans. Trump 2024, bro. It's Kibbutz Meshuggah. Okay. Is he some kind of secular lefty? I'm boosting my testosterone with fair dinkum hard work, mate. Not just sitting in my niece's room making a long stream, playing other people's content. I'm making my own premium quality content right now. Your mother grew up on a kibbutz. How did she like it? Most people who grow up on a kibbutz leave. Like people who grow up in Gladstone or Tenem Sands, most of the smart ones leave.
Yeah, they are. See the fruit citrus. Like you probably need 2 of those. If I lean that up against here.
I'm sorry?
Just gotta grab 2 of these.
Okay. There you go.
Just rip all that plastic off in the way. So they're $9.95.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going back to LA. That wasn't Chinese, that was Japanese. Yeah, middle of January I think I'll be back. I don't need a back brace, I got the Alexander technique. Probably wondering why I can do all this high quality work without injuring my back. This is how you lift using the Alexander technique. My grandparents were big socialists. My grandmother still is. That's why I'm a conservative. Yeah, well, socialism might work to a degree. Is a kibbutz like a combination of socialism and nationalism? Yeah, fewer and fewer Israelis live on a kibbutz. It's been a steadily dying, what, 1%? Less than 1% of Israelis live on a kibbutz. You know, these innovative camera angles are going to start getting copied in the big studio films. What am I doing in Australia? I'm recovering my neshama. I am bathing my neshama in the well springs of the Australian Ocean. I've been to cities that never closed down, from New York to Rio to Old London town. It was about 10% of Israelis, probably the only successful socialist endeavor ever, but only because they need Israel to be self-sufficient. It was only successful because it was subsidized, massively subsidized. So kibbutzim could never pay their own way, but they were useful at a certain point for assimilation and for defense. So less than 1% of Israelis now live on a kibbutz. Like Bibi Netanyahu really boosted the free market in Israel. The economy has flourished since about year 2000.
No, that'll be all right. That'll be all right. That's quite good. And you don't want the thing to go huge. Yeah.
Very few and self-sustaining. Some members actually own high-tech firms. Yeah. I guess it's nostalgic, or if you like the people you're with, it probably works out all right. Hey, did you guys see that 2019 documentary on Hulu about live streamers? It was called Jawline, about like a 16-year-old kid on some YouTube-like app. It's pretty interesting. He was trying to spread positivity. Yeah, most Israelis, like most Americans, Australians, prefer urban life. So Australia, for 70 years, has been the most urbanized country in the world. Like almost all Australians live within 30 minutes drive of the beach in the major cities. So kibbutzim and socialism is an example of lies that Israelis told themselves, because neither worked out. Australia sucks compared to LA? How so? Sounds crazy to live in the outback in the middle of nowhere and hotter than a volcano. If you're with your mates, it doesn't really matter where you are, right? If it's snowing or if it's hot, as long as you're with your mates, that's what matters. So you could be in snow or sun, rain or shine, in Australia or America, as long as you're with your mates. People make the place. It's all about the relationships. It's all about connection. Tandem Sands is great, but there's no synagogue within 300 miles of here. Couldn't live anywhere that didn't have a synagogue. A synagogue that I like. Man, this fruit, citrus, and rose specialty mix is selling like hotcakes. Get it now while it's just $9.95. That's using the Alexander technique, mate. Notice that I'm lifting, I'm not tightening. I live in South LA Baldwin Hills. Whoa, bro, what are you doing there? That sucks. I mean, that used to be the Jewish center of LA, but hasn't been for 50 years. What are you doing in South LA, mate? That's no place for you. Yeah, they just use me for the muscle work here. Australia is poor compared to a rich age. Per capita, according to some Swiss bank in 2018. Per capita, Australians are the richest people in the world. And that's like, so Boardman Hills is gentrifying. So how are property prices in Tenem Sands? Rocketing, seriously? Compared to what, a year ago? Okay, so property prices in Tenem Sands up 35% in a year. I wonder if more people are moving here and working remotely.
There would probably be some there. Yeah, I think some of it is moving out of the city.
Yeah, so more people here are moving out of the cities into regional Australia, working remotely. Sydney is probably the world's most expensive city, yeah. Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, and Perth routinely end up on the list of the top 10 most livable cities, but they also like on the top 10 list of most expensive cities. Yeah, Bondi Beach, that's where the Jews live. Big Jewish community in Bondi. So I've been hanging out in Coogee, which is about 3 miles south of Bondi. When you lift with the Alexander technique, bro, ain't no thing. I'd say the overall functionality of Australia is due to a strong Anglo culture that built it. You don't think it's the magic soil, bro? Per capita. Australia's richer per capita because of outrageous property prices, particularly in the capital cities. So Melbourne and Sydney are usually in the top 10 list of most expensive cities in the world, largely due to property prices. So I'm going to really have to up my live streaming game. I'm going to live in the eastern suburbs of Sydney, right by the beach, with the billionaires. I'm going to have to bring a whole new level of live streaming intensity. I'll get a job. I just teach a lot of Alexander technique lessons. But how many Alexander technique lessons would I need to rent an apartment? So, to rent an apartment will probably cost $1,000 a week. Mike Enoch is an expert on wealth. That's good to know. Maybe I'll consult with him. Yeah, if it's suburban, it's around the major cities. My game to join the National Justice Party. I don't think they allow Jews to join. It has brilliant minds like Mike Enoch and Eric Stryker, brah. Yeah, I don't think so. I'm a more mainstream conservative. No, that's me. I think some of the Wi-Fi cuts out, but I'm back in full color Technicolor glory. Oz has a lot of far-left crazies, just like the US and UK's Canada. Yeah, because Anglo culture secularizes much more quickly than Catholic culture and is more pro-feminist. Hello. Hey. Jacinda Ardern runs New Zealand. Yeah.
I'm replanting some things in a garden. I wanted to just put some good soil in there.
Yeah.
What do you suggest?
I suggest asking my brother.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Is that Paul?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll see if I can find him. Thanks.
Thank you. It's quality customer service there, mate. So yeah, Australia is suburban, but it'd be around in and around the major cities. So even in the middle of Sydney, it feels kind of suburban with all the parks. So liberal in Australia means classically liberal. So in Australian political terms, the Liberal Party is the right of centre party. Hey, this is how you lift with the Alexander technique. See this good direction? Oh yeah, multitasking, that's another lie we tell ourselves, that I can live stream and do high quality work at the same time. So do you multitask a lot? Does your boss allow you to live stream on the job? Man, the sugarcane mulch is selling like hotcakes. Australia is like a science fiction novel, parallel world. Names like Andrew Lofton, Peter Overton. Yeah, Australia has a lot of that English gardening culture. For such a rich country, how come they don't have functional cell phone service? They do. Remember, I'm a stranger here, so I'm logging on to, I think, some Australian cell network. Only goes up to 4G. They have 5G in Australia, but my plan only gives me 4G. So what are the primary lies that you tell yourself? That's the theme for today. Jennifer Viewfinder. Yeah, it's been overcast a lot, but I don't think it's going to rain. So we've had a bit of rain. So Tenem Sands gets about 50% more rain than Los Angeles, and about about half the rain of Sydney. So Sydney tends to get about 4 times the amount of rain as Los Angeles. Look, I can't control everything. So if there's a little lag, I have serenity, right? We accept the things we cannot change. Oh, Ghislaine Maxwell was just found guilty. So I think she's going to get more than 20 years. Vic's reaction to a yoga class got lost in the buffering. Yeah, there is yoga class in Tenem Sands. So maybe I haven't always positioned positioned my here we go. So you guys appreciate this high quality mic that I bought? I added onto my iPhone. Do you appreciate the high quality audio? Don't mind spending an extra $200 Australian just to give you that high quality audio experience. So I've got an external Shure mic, a clip-on phone. It's supposed to have like wind resistance or wind reduction. How's the wind reduction? Sugarcane mulch, just $15.50. That is my brother. That's the boss. So I hope he doesn't catch me live streaming or I'll get fired. $15.50 for some high quality sugarcane mulch. This is how you lift with the Alexander technique. So we're only 2 hours away from smoko. So that's what we call the 10-minute breaks here in Australia. We call them a smoko. So when Japan attacked, any tasty kosher Sheilas down under, there surely are, but not sure I've met any. Oh man. Yeah, Luke's brother definitely saw the iPhone. Okay, just 2 more hours till smoko. I think I can make it. So when Japan bombed Darwin, the people monitoring the radar station were on smoko. So they missed it. During World War II, Australian and New Zealand wharfies were always going on strike. Like if they were given coffee instead of tea, they'd go on strike. Ghislaine will get out. Her father was so connected so much to Israel, the Israelis will get her out. I don't know. So even during World War II, Australian wharfies and other essential workers were going on strike over really trivial things, like getting served coffee instead of tea. Like in the middle of a war, when Japan was threatening to invade Australia, Australian wharfies who were dominated by the communists. So wharfies have long been communist-dominated union in Australia. They were going on strike in a world war. Like Americans couldn't believe it. Not many Aussies are unionized anymore. So the unions used to have huge power, but it's been steadily dropping since the 80s. Yeah, Darwin was Australia's Pearl Harbor. Because the blokes manning the radar station went on smoko. You shouldn't go on smoko when you're manning a radar station in the middle of war. Unions are for bums. Well, they've helped provide a very good quality of life for workers. Like Australia is a working man's paradise. But I think the most prestigious weekly magazine in Australian history has been The Bulletin. And until about 1960, it had on its front cover, right under the Bulletin, it had a catchphrase, Australia is a land for white men. The land for white men. That's what was on the Bulletin until Donald Horne removed it when he became editor. So around 1960 he removed it. And Australia dropped its White Australia policy when Gough Whitlam and the Labor Party took power about 1972. So Australia is about 80 to 85% white, and it's about 15% Asian. But if you go to a university graduation ceremony, particularly in the sciences, most of the graduates are Asian. So Asians are rapidly becoming the managerial class in Australia. Used to know a lot of Aussies and South Africans who are blatantly racist, but in a very relaxed way. Yeah. So Australians like to have a laugh. So Australians will laugh more easily over group differences than would be considered cool in America. So Australians are less PC than Americans, but Australia's elites may be even more PC than Americans. So the news media here is probably more PC than America's, or about the same. So I noticed that a few Orthodox synagogues in Los Angeles, several of the blokes were married to Japanese women who converted. And then in Australia, a lot of the more nerdy white guys are marrying Asian women. Yeah, Australians are pretty relaxed, easygoing. They like a laugh. Not terribly hateful. So why do you live in Baldwin Hills, mate? I know it's gentrifying, but not fast enough. Didn't they open up a kosher coffee house in Baldwin Hills? No, Boyle Heights, in Boyle Heights. And there were all these mass protests against gentrification, but the owner was an Orthodox Jew, I think Israeli, and he stuck it out. The Orthodox Jewish community supported him. They came by for meals and coffee, stuck it out, the protest went away. Yeah, I stay indoors and then go to Culver City. So yeah, that's what people do. In certain versions of diversity, people stay inside, watch more TV, and they don't engage in the wider culture and they don't volunteer. So in LA, people stay home a lot. You'll be moving to Culver City very soon. Well, I hope so, mate. Hope so. So I guess there's an attitude among like the elite that if you're not smart enough to earn enough money to live in a safe neighborhood, then that's on you. I'm a lot wealthier than my neighbors. I just hide it. You hide your power levels. Good on you, mate. So the theme for today, what lies do you tell yourself? There was this top Australian radio executive who quit the industry after about 30 years, and he opened up a chain of smoothie stores. So smoothies are very big in Australia and in Tottenham stands, which makes me happy. A good strawberry or mango smoothie with a protein boost. Yeah, I think this Aussie radio executive went to America and he had a Jamba Juice smoothie and he loved it. So he came back home to Australia, opened up a smoothie chain. Would say I tell myself, lies we tell ourselves. I would tell myself the world will get better when it won't, a kind of denial. I try to hypnotize myself with ideas of denial. Yeah, the world's more dangerous than we consciously think about because we'd go crazy if we thought about how dangerous it was. So there are irrational beliefs that serve us. There are irrational beliefs that hurt us, and there are lots of irrational beliefs, such as things will get better, that serve us, that calm us down. So utility is one measure for whether or not a belief is good. The amount of anger, frustration, and hate is astounding. I was naive when I was younger, and then the LA riots happened a year after I graduated from high school. Yeah. So whereabouts were you living when you graduated from high school? Like, where were you when the riots happened? Another big wake-up call for people was the O.J. Simpson verdict. Pacific Palisades and Brentwood. Bro, you've gone downhill. You grew up in Pacific Palisades and Brentwood, and then you moved to Baldwin Hills. You're in Brentwood, visited your mother in Playa del Rey. Where did you go wrong to go from Brentwood to Baldwin Hills? Did you get a drug addiction? Something must have happened. Must be a good story there. Do you speak Spanish? Okay. You could write a memoir from Brentwood to Baldwin Hills. Saw the National Guard on the beach in Playa del Rey during the riots. Totally surreal, I bet. Do you speak some Spanish? A lot of Jews I know speak Spanish. I moved in with my mother and brother to help them out. What about the O.J. Simpson verdict? Was that a wake-up call for you? Yeah. I think the O.J. Simpson verdict represented a huge racial divide in America. Being in Brentwood was eerie at the time of the LA riots. Well, the Orthodox Jewish community is in Fairfax, La Brea, and Pico Robertson, right on the edge of the LA riots, right on the very edge. So more and more Orthodox Jews have been buying guns, taking classes on self-defense, how to use their weapons. Yeah, so the verdict, like white America was appalled by the verdict and black America celebrated. And white America couldn't understand why black America would celebrate a guy getting away with a double murder. You're watching the National Justice Party when you could be watching my very wholesome live stream? That's crazy, bro. What do I think about Greg Conte? Interesting guy. I wouldn't force him to check the engines before the plane. Some lack of ability to connect normally. So Greg Conte is moving up in the National Justice Party. Yeah, Lubavitchers don't let their children goof off, send them to private schools. Healthier minded black people I know are practically Republicans, don't live or think like many that send their kids to private schools, don't let them goof off. Yeah. So what's the Black Beverly Hills? Isn't that? It's near the airport. So called Black Beverly Hills. Is that Baldwin Park? No. That's the Black Beverly Hills in Los Angeles. It's near the airport. They make like black soap operas set there. What do you think about Chris North of Sex and the City being accused of rape? Do you have sympathy for him? Well, what about sympathy for the victims, bro? I don't have an opinion. I don't know enough. Baldwin Hills, yeah. Parkview, Windsor Heights, Ladera Hills, Blair Hills, close to Culver City. Yeah, that's the Black Beverly Hills. So I know Orthodox Jews who send their kids there to learn swimming. Some black guy there who teaches swimming. A lot of Orthodox Jews use. So it's a commandment in the Talmud. Every father must teach his son a trade, teach his son how to read, must teach him how to swim. So every Australian pretty much knows how to swim. What do I think about Ron Jeremy being in jail since June 2020? Well, the evidence against him seems pretty strong. Inglewood is still rough in spots. So yeah, I did jury duty in Inglewood. 2 black ladies on a verdict wouldn't convict. The guy who's clearly been drunk driving had blood alcohol tests that show he was drunk driving, but they said enough young black men are in prison, so they voted to acquit. Then I was the only one who kept it from being unanimous to acquit. Oh yeah, did jury duty in Inglewood. Pretty grim. Yeah, I was selected. I wore my yarmulke. I was selected. Yeah, not a very happy part of town. It's become increasingly Hispanic, right? There are no homeless in Tanham Sands, mate. Very little social dysfunction here. There are a lot of people in Tanham Sands have more charm than teeth. Us now has a lot of Australians and Indians. They tend to keep to themselves. Well, white Australian men. Doesn't work so much the other way. So very few Asian men in Australia or America marry white women. Do the Chinese have good Vegemite recipes? No, but Coles, which is one of the two major supermarket chains here, along with Woolies, they now offer like a Vegemite breakfast roll. How, you in the mood for a Vegemite breakfast roll, mate? I think there's even more intermarriage, racial intermarriage here in Australia, and religious intermarriage than in America. For some reason, non-Australians don't appreciate Vegemite and Marmite. Food is what you're used to. Food is what you grow up with. So when I converted to Orthodox Judaism, my taste buds didn't change. I still like the food I grew up with. Yeah, your brother only dates Asian women. Now a Jewish guy, after he got a divorce, he only dated black women for a year. Like, he had a really good time. So I think it's easier to eroticize and objectify people of other races and religions. Makes them more exotic, and they're less likely to know your family. The Aussies have a cute nickname for Chinese takeaways. Oh yeah, I'll find out. I'm sure they do. Man, this is thirsty work.
We need that little pinch pliers there, yeah? Right up there, yeah? Yeah, start just that one. I use it to get them out.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
No worries.
Can I just ask a question? Do you plant in these?
I have to ask my brother.
Yeah, sure.
Can you plant in these? What do they use for?
They look amazing.
Holes in them, so I
I know,
mean,
they do.
theoretically, but
Blue
yeah, like maybe like hundreds.
inside.
Oh, yeah, but I think she was, I think it might be the shallow soil.
Yeah, and it has to be pretty.
Yeah, I think
Asian women know Western men are tired of Western women and hyperfeminism. I prefer Western women so long as they're not liberal maniacs. So Asian women seem to be more tolerant of nerdy guys than European women. I've had 2 Asian girlfriends. My last one was in like 2008. Oh, I love Persian women and Israeli women. If you like Asian food, yeah, I'm not really into Asian food. Bro, you're a Jew. You should be running that flower shop like a boss. I'm more of a live streaming, book reading kind of guy than a business owner. I'm not really cut out to be entrepreneurial. My brother's very disgusted with my cash register acumen. Yeah, Asian women do tend to age better. Luke's a word cell. 'Angus, what do you mean at my age? How old are you? So according to YouTube, the average age of my chat is about 40. So 90% of my chat's between like 25 and 55. According to YouTube, like 100% of my audience is male. $40 for 40. There's a great live streaming service in Australia for sports. It's called KAYO Sports, K-A-Y-O. And I've been watching all of the Man in the Arena episodes on Tom Brady. They've got all of the 30-30 series. They got all the cricket live streaming. Got a lot of American football live streaming. So able to watch the Cowboys whooped the Redskins by 56-14. Pretty good deal, $26 Australian a month. So that's like $16 American a month for pretty much all your live streaming sporting needs. Then Stan, it's like an Australian version of Net Graphic. And how about a female demographic? Man, I've been studying decoding the gurus so that I how to guru. Wandering outback guru. So we all got together Saturday night and watched the James Bond movie Quantum of Solace. There's my brother going at it. My brother's a more practical man than I am. Yeah, so all the family got together Saturday night and watched Quantum of Solace on Stan. Pretty good James Bond flick starring Daniel Craig. So Angus, have we ever met? We should have met, man. We're both in Jewish Los Angeles. Yeah, the last one's okay. One of my least favorite Bond ones. We've never met. Mate, how can you live in Jewish Los Angeles for 30 years and me live in Jewish Los Angeles 30 years and we've never met? Oh, they let you try Vegemite. Oh, mate. Angus, so I guess we don't work in the same industries? So how long have you been into dissident politics, Angus? Ever since the LA riots? I'm here to de-radicalize you. Oh man, just another hour until Smoko. What do they call takeaway food in Australia? Is there a nickname for it?
Junk food?
Junk food? No. What about Chinese takeaway? Is there a nickname for it? No, they just call it takeaways?
Takeaways, I think, yeah.
No. Oh, no special lingo for Chinese takeaways. That's disappointing. Sorry, mate. Guys. Where would I find some active, bro? Yeah? Okay. Have you ever voted for the Democrats? Have you ever voted non-Republican? I think I may have voted for Bill Clinton in 90. No, I don't think I did. No, I voted for Labour when I was in Australia in 1990. Just figured I should once in Queensland. I voted for Perot, then Clinton, then after that Republicans like Dole and Romney. Okay. Man, it's not giving you the high quality viewing experience. Here we go. Active Grow. This is almost as good as beef organ capsules, mate. Improved with 16 active ingredients to improve soil health and yield, including chicken manure, rich organic compost, fish and seaweed, blood and cow manure, iron, and zeolite. Wonder if this is edible. Sounds really good for you. Oh boy. Okay, use some Alexander Technic. Freeing my neck, directing my head to really up, leading my whole torso into length so my back can lengthen and widen, thinking about freedom in my ankles, freedom in my hips, freedom in my knees. I last voted Dem when Elliot Spitzer was the Attorney General of New York. Haven't voted since 2004. That's so you can avoid jury duty. God forbid. Stay in yeshiva, kids, and stay off the crack, or you'll end up in a manual labor job. So everyone has to wear a mask indoors in public places, but because I'm outside, don't have to wear one. Oops. Where's the lizard? Ran away. You don't get this kind of high quality entertainment on network TV. Only vote for a Dem who ran against the grain of their own party, and only if they were better than the Republican. Okay, I better get some fair dinkum work done. Bye bye.